Hi, I'm Roger Helm, and I'd like to share with you a really insane cab ride I had to the Airport Ramada Inn in Mexico City. This portion of our crazy trip to Cozumel started off promising. After deplaning in Mexico City from our unplanned detour to Acapulco, our luggage, which had arrived from LAX 2 days previously, was unexpectedly waiting for us. We simply grabbed our bags and exited the terminal to find transportation for our one-night stay at the Airport Ramada Inn. Upon exiting, that promising start quickly degenerated as we were immediately inundated by a shouting throng of English and Spanish-speaking suitors offering us transportation. Having been burned previously, I repeatedly say, "No gracias," and guide my former wife, Robin, further away from the multitude of carnival barkers. We're soon at the end of the terminal platform, and I start to look for a safe ride to the Airport Ramada Inn. Suddenly, I realize Robin is sitting in the back seat of a car, and the apparent driver is shoving our luggage into his trunk. I confront the driver, and in broken English, he assures me that for only 250 pesos, which was about $4 at the time, he would take us right to the Airport Ramada Inn. Exasperated, but thinking, the inn was probably only a few minutes away, I slide in the car. Roar! The cabbie revs up his engine, pops the clutch, and we shoot directly across the 6 lanes of traffic coming from the terminal. Thankfully, the mob of cars racing up the exit road somehow slam on their brakes or otherwise slip around us. With the accelerator pasted to the floor, our driver, we'll call him Manuel, slams into the curb of the 40-foot wide planted median separating the terminal exit lanes from the traffic leaving the airport. Slipping and sliding up the 6-foot-high grassy embankment of the median, we grind through the plants on the wide crest and swoop down the other side, leaving smashed plants and a squiggly, deeply rutted furrow in our wake. As we bounce down over the downslope curb and careen drunkenly across several lanes of dense traffic, again, somehow, the mass of cars speeding up the road skid to a halt or manage to twist away from us at the last moment. Wide-eyed and dumbfounded, but doing my best to remain calm, I turn to a very pale-looking Robin and say, "Sure glad we are only going to the Airport Ramada Inn." After weaving and bobbing through the dense traffic exiting the airport, Manuel pulls into the turn lane to go under the freeway for the southbound freeway entrance. After 2 signal changes, we have not moved, and we can see that the southbound lanes of the freeway were in gridlock. Just as the next signal change occurs, Manuel guns his engine again, whips the steering wheel hard over, and we bounce up and over the turn lane curb. With the pedal to the metal, Manuel slingshots us across a 4-lane road right in front of an accelerating swarm of cars and trucks barreling broadside toward us as they were released from their red light. Then, the unexpected happened. Gathering more and more speed, Manuel flies up the middle of the off-ramp. At least a dozen cars coming down the off-ramp somehow bang up and over the curbs on each side of us and split around us. At the top of the off-ramp, Manuel does a Hollywood-quality bat turn and somehow shoehorns his beater into the crowded traffic heading north. Manuel proceeds to bob and weave through the smallest openings between the smoke-bellowing trucks and cars as we charge down the freeway. Nearly speechless, Robin and I quietly comfort each other with 2 thoughts. 1, we were still alive, and 2, the Airport Ramada Inn was probably right off the next exit. 5 minutes, then 10, then 15, then 20, then 25 minutes pass by, and innumerable freeway exits. Yet we remain on the freeway. Finally, after nearly 30 minutes, Manuel zips down an off-ramp, thankfully going in the correct direction this time. The initial streets off the exit are bustling with traffic. The buildings look prosperous, and the sidewalks are full of shoppers. Paying minimal attention to the traffic lights, but thankfully staying off the sidewalk, Manuel makes his way deeper and deeper into the city. Making turn after turn, we start to realize that the buildings, the vehicles, pedestrians are noticeably diminishing in number and quality, while the potholes are getting bigger and more frequent. After racing around yet another corner, Manuel accelerates to warp speed, and we can see out the windshield that we are heading towards a large, graffiti-covered cement wall and a desolate, dusty-looking, dead-end street. As Manuel screeches to a stop inches from the cement wall, Robin and I were catatonic. All we could think of was, "Take everything we have, please just don't kill us." As the seconds tick slowly by, we were expecting our passenger doors to be ripped off their hinges and for rough hands to fling us sprawling into the dirt. Strangely, nothing happens. Gradually, I lift my gaze up ever so slightly and see Manuel's puzzled smile in the rearview mirror. Vaguely, I realize he was gesturing out his window, assuming he was signaling his murderous gang. I screw up the courage to ever so slowly turn my head to face the approaching menace. There, instead of a band of bloodthirsty banditos, I see a large plastic swinging door and several women in maid uniforms making their way into a building. I bet you guessed it. Manuel had dropped us off at the rear workers' entrance to the Airport Ramada Inn. As Robin and I shakily teeter out of the car and into the building, all I could think of was, how the heck do they call this the Airport Ramada Inn? Thank you.